Hey guys, can you hear me okay? Somebody let me know if they can hear me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, awesome, thank you. Hey Lindsay. Good morning, everybody. So I decided that after yesterday's inaugural scope that I would just get right back on the horse. I haven't even dried my hair. I hopped out of the shower. I said, I'm just going to do it. And so I'm so excited to see all you people here. I have to tell you, I'm like, oh, thank you. PMAC, thank you so much. Jeanette, huge introvert, awesome. You are in the right place. You are in the right place. Look at all these introverts. Okay, me too, me too. So many introverts. That is awesome. So I have to tell you, I had like a major, I thought I was going to kind of like lose my mind this morning. Oh, big tears after yesterday. Oh my gosh, what were the tears about? If you missed the video, you can actually still watch it. It should be under my broadcast for another couple hours. Chocolate hearts. Okay, somebody has to tell me, what is the deal with the chocolate hearts? The brown hearts seem to be like these crazy special hearts. Is this just like, just random that they're special, or is there a reason that I just don't know? Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you for all this feedback. Because no one likes brown. Oh, I love brown. Brown's chocolate. That's the best. Yes, I love chocolate too. You guys like dark, or do you like dark chocolate, or what is it? Semi-sweet light. What's your favorite chocolate? Oh, the color of the hearts matches the person's profile. Okay, thank you. Now I understand why I'm always blue hearts. Dark chocolate, yes. Dark chocolate, definitely. So I'm dark chocolate, love that. My boys like white and light, so it works out perfectly because I am on catch.me actually. I'm so not technical, but I watched Homemade Mommy and she laid everything out, and so I just have been following what she said, and I have a catch.me. So it's catch with a K dot me, and then if you do a slash and do Christy Call 23, you'll find the post, the scope from yesterday. Okay, so this is so exciting. I have to tell you guys, like I went to bed last night and I had 20 followers and I think like 2,000 hearts after the first broadcast, and I was so excited. And then I woke up in the morning and I had like 200 people, and my son went to do Chore Monster on the phone. Does anyone use Chore Monster app with their kids? It is the best app. It's getting my kids to actually do their chores. So he pressed Periscope by mistake because they're the same color. And he's like, Mom, you have 20,000 hearts. I said, oh no, it's 2,000, sweetie. We got to go over some math again. He's like, no, it's 20,000. I flipped out. I had to tell you. I thought I would self-combust during Periscope yesterday, but I was fine. But I heard the 20,000 hearts and I almost exploded. So yes, Chore Monster. If you have kids who do not like to do their chores and you don't want to pay them for doing chores, we don't like to pay my kids for doing chores because that's just part of living in our house, right? So Chore Monster is this cool app. And we homeschool and we don't do a lot of technology or electronics at all. So because my kids get to go to my phone and like press the buttons and like this little monster goes, ah! As we say, the monster never gets old. Every time they do a chore, they press the button, the monster screams, they get points, and then we can set rewards for those points. So we can kind of set whatever we want. So that's how we get around not paying them for chores. Anyway, Chore Monster's a whole nother scope. Let's talk about introversion. So first of all, for those who are new to Periscope like me, if you're new, you can tap on the screen and that will send little hearts, and it gives me confidence and courage to keep going. You can also post, maybe introverted, but this is why I like being connected. Exactly. So this is why I feel I can do Periscope. I was really first scared of all the comments that would come in when I watched other people scoping, because I thought, oh my gosh, how do you multitask and read that? Like, how do you do that and comment at the same time? And then I realized those little comments are awesome for introverts like me, because I feel like I have all these extroverted people in the room with me, like helping me with the conversation. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mac. How old is your little one in your lap? How old's your little one? My friend from my team yesterday said that her kids were pressing all the hearts. She said they like to press hearts. So I said, that's great. Bring on the kids. They can press the hearts. Almost 3 months. That's awesome. Not old enough for chore monster yet. You just love that baby up. Love that baby up. So how many of you on the call would consider yourself an introvert? If you're an introvert, just maybe type in the letter I. We'll just keep it really simple. And if you're an introvert, tap on the hearts too. We gotta show introvert love. Oh, look at all you guys. Awesome. Isn't Periscope lovely for introverts? Because we can kind of just sit here and watch things for a while. And if we feel really extrovert, we can tap the hearts and, put ourselves out there. All right, how many extroverts do we have on the scope today? If you're an extrovert, type E. And if you're an extrovert and you came to this scope, just type in why you came. No problem, one-on-one. Yep, that's me too. We're going to talk about this because introverts, we have our own unique set of skills. Okay, we have a couple E's. Hi, Abby. So why did the extroverts come onto this scope today? I'm so curious. Ambivert. Is an ambivert both? You go back and forth depending on the situation? Oh, Claudia, thank you so much for coming to support me. Well, my only reason for doing all this is to support you guys. That really is it. So ambivert is both. Okay, great. So let's talk about this. Introverts. What is an introvert? And there was a great book that I read, which of course I don't have. We like to declutter in our house. We don't like to keep a lot of extra stuff around. So I'm a big fan of the library. I read the book, I love it, then I return it. But if you're an introvert, there's an amazing book. Again, I can't remember the author. I'm so not helpful right now. It's something like How to Be an Introvert in an Extroverted World. And I read that probably like 2 months ago. Changed my life. Yes, we have a very specific set of skills. We do. So I don't remember the author. That's one of my quirks. I can never remember authors, artists, songwriters, like no idea. I read a book and I literally forget the who wrote it. But just Google how to be an introvert in an extroverted world. You'll find it. This book rocked my world. Because I always considered myself shy and introverted, but I always thought I could change it. Because if anybody ever really wanted to change being an introvert, introverts really, there's a difference between introverted and shy, and I love that the book went into this. So shy people just have challenges talking to folks, right? It's like you see someone and you don't know what to say, you don't want to talk to them. I am your twin. And people who are shy go out of their way to not talk to people because it's uncomfortable for them. And, I've noticed with my boys that at different phases in their life, they go through shy phases, right? My youngest is in a shy phase right now. I know he's going to grow out of that, probably. My oldest did. Yes, you're shy, but you force yourself to talk. Okay, so the difference is with an introverted is different. Introverts can be shy, but they don't have to be. Introvert really means that you draw your energy from yourself. Okay, so it's like extroverts, if they went for a certain amount of time without seeing other people or being around other people or being out in the world, they would go crazy. Like they just have to get out, right? Yes, EO grind. So introverts recharge alone. So for me, if I'm out teaching an oils class or I am out with lots of people, like at convention last week, I have to, after a certain amount of time or a certain amount of stimulus, I've got to go back in. I got to recharge by myself. I can't do it around other people. So introverts really draw energy from themselves, and they also, they need time to integrate stuff. So do any of you need time to integrate? Like if you're at an event like convention, or you go out and hang out with people, or you even have a conversation with someone, you've got to really recharge on your own and integrate it and like process it, figure out what it means for yourself. Yeah, yes, at convention. Lindsay, you're not an introvert though. I had to go back to my room. And in fact, this was the best convention for me because having read this book, I really was able to honor who I am and what I needed. I had to really do some amazing boundaries. And because of that, introverts need their own room at convention or any event. Please don't go sharing rooms. Like you really need your own space. And so because I set up time in my room each day by myself to integrate and be alone and recharge before I really needed it, I was able to get through the week really, really well. And I actually felt like an extrovert. Like, where are all my people? And I was like out there looking for people. So I believe that, here's the other thing about introverts. We do really well in one-on-one settings. Introverts, like for me, and this is why I'm having trouble I love the comments and this is a skill I'm going to work on, right? Yes, we get exhausted from other people's emotions. We absorb energy and emotions a lot. And because a lot of people and a lot of noise and a lot of stuff going on can be really overstimulating to us. Does anyone ever get that? Like, my challenge as a diamond leader with Young Living is that when I go to an event, lots of people want to talk to me, which is great. But as an introvert, I'm so sensitive to all the conversations going on. I want to be able to tap into, I feel the energy from all of them. And that's really hard for me because I can't be in all the conversations. I can't always be with everyone. So I love situations where I can be one-on-one. If you are going to an event as an introvert, you need 3 oils, okay? So the first oil that you need, oops, there's like a glare, white angelica. Okay, white angelica puts up this whole shield. Who uses white angelica? It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. Anytime you go to an event, even if I get on the phone for coaching calls with my team, I put on white angelica. Yes, yes. So how do you guys put it on? Just got that in your ER, awesome. So what I do with white angelica is I put a few drops in the palm of my hand, rub my palms together, and then I literally I put it over my head, I put it on my shoulders, I put it down the front of me all the way down to my feet, and then back up the back of me. Okay, and then I will rub the excess over my shoulders again and rub a little bit over my heart. Yeah, so some people put it under their feet, back of neck, on the shoulders and the hair. Yeah, wrists and heart. So what white angelica does is protects your energy. It basically creates this lovely shield, energetic shield around who you are and your energy so that you don't take on other people's energy as much. Okay? Super important and such an easy thing that you can do. So you rub it over your head, down your shoulders, over your heart. Yes, like any place you need protection. Right? So if you are an introvert, even just sensitive to energy, and you feel it somewhere in your body, like I often feel it in my stomach. So I may start putting white angelica over my belly, like wherever you absorb the energy in. Okay, so here's the other oil, the second one. Oh yeah, see? Beyond Blanc, you're already there. Valor. Valor is a great oil for bravery, okay? So for introverts, why is that important for introverts to feel brave? Because in network marketing, it's all about connecting with people, talking to people, getting on the phone with people, meeting people, doing classes with people, periscoping with people. In fact, I'm going to open my Valor here and give it a smell. If I can open it with one hand. All right. So it's all about people. And if you're an introvert and being around people can be scary, you need some bravery, right? So it's not a crutch. It's called survival. So you can just smell it, right? You could put a drop on the tip of your nose so you can smell it. I put it on the inside of my wrists to help just align my whole self. How did I become diamond being an introvert? We're going to talk about that in a second. We're just kind of setting the scene here for tools. So these oils really helped me, right? If you use oils, they're here for a purpose. You don't have to do this alone, right? So these can be your little buddies. Yes, I think that was the book, How to Be an Introvert in an Extroverted World. So valor is great. The third one, okay, this is one that I did not know about until just a little while ago. This is amazing. Okay, gathering. Gathering is a blend that helps when you are in a chaotic situation. Has anybody used gathering before? Have you guys tried this one? What I love about gathering is it's one of those blends. My oily home, yes. So how do you use it? Is that Kayla? Is that Kayla? How are you using gathering, those who use it? Love to diffuse it, yes. That is Kayla. Diffusing it is great. It smells a little less intense when diffused. The one thing that I love about gathering is it's one of those oil blends that tends to linger. Like if you put it on, we put it on, I passed it around my row in the airplane on the way to convention. It stinks. It stinks, but in a good way, right? It's like a good, long, hearty stink. We passed it on the row, and I'm sorry to whoever was on the plane. I forgot how strong it was, and we were just like gathering it up the whole time. This really helps when there's chaos. When you're out and it's just like everything's going like this helps to kind of ground you and bring calm and steady to the situation. So if you haven't tried gathering yet, it's a great, yes, put it on your ER order. It's a really lovely one. I get these oils from Young Living essential oils. They're the only oils that I will use with myself and with my families. Oh, you put it in your shower gel. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. So let's talk about this first. Let's go back to introverts because we have a couple coping tools now, right? And it's really important that we introverts have coping tools. If you are an introvert, hey Abby, and you know other introverts and you think they need to hear this, you can swipe from left to right on your screen and you'll see a share button and you can share it with other people. If you are an introvert and you have an extroverted sponsor, or your team leaders are sponsors, team leaders are sponsors. If your team leaders are extroverts, or I mean, heck, if your spouse is an extrovert, or you know people who are extroverts and you'd love to have them understand you a little more, please swipe from left to right and share this. And then it might spark up a really great conversation. Okay? So those of you who are introverts, what's the hardest thing about being in network marketing for you as an introvert? Lay it on me. Tell me what it is. What are your struggles? What blocks do you have? Oh yes, and if you're on an Android, thank you. Swipe up. So you swipe bottom to top. Still learning all this. Relationships, care calls, talking with people, connections, talking to people, talking about the product, care calls, phone calls. Yes. Not being able to answer correctly. Don't worry about that one. Just say, I don't know, but I can look it up. Self-promotion, hate large crowds, inviting people, care calls, taking note, talking to strangers, closing, anxiety before class. If you guys agree with all these things popping up, click those hearts so people know they're not alone, right? Let them know they're not alone. I look like Andy Gibbs' sister from the Bee Gees. I haven't heard that before. I've heard Debbie Gibson. Who was the other one? Amy Grant. Not that one before. Don't want to turn people off. Love telling people about the oils, but scared to. Okay. So you guys can see you're not alone, right? And part of that, why I'm doing this Periscope and pushing through my fear of being out there is because you're not alone. And when you're an introvert, it's fun to be alone and we like it, but it's really fun to know that we can be alone but be with all sorts of other people at the same time. Okay, so why do we need introverts? Okay, listen up. This is really important, guys. Why are you as an introvert, or if you're an extrovert and you have introverts on your team, why do you want to just hug those people and love them up so much? They're so important for network marketing. Do you know why? We have a very specific skill set that introverts just innately do, okay? Number one, the very first thing that we teach in our Business Builder Bootcamp when we are training our builders is that it's about connection, right? It's the first skill you hear out of our mouth every single time. You need to connect with people. How do you connect with people? You ask questions. You ask questions. You're interested in their life, and then you listen to them, like you really, really listen. Forming, exactly. That's what we use. We talk to people about asking people. Ask about their family, which is the F. You ask about their occupation, the O. You ask about their relationships. You ask about how are finances going? How's the money going? M is different. Some people say it's the message. Some people say it's the meeting. Some people say it's the money. You can kind of make the M whatever you want it to be. But here's the thing. If you're an introvert, you don't always like talking with people, and small talk is hard for introverts, right? Can I get an amen if small talk is hard as an introvert? Like for me, I'll share something with you guys. It's a little personal, but you know what? I feel like I learned so much from young living leaders who go out there and say what they're doing well, and they inspire me so much. But then I have to say I learn even more when they share about what was hard for them. So I'm just going to share what was hard for me. Recently, I went to the Diamond dinner at convention, right? My first year as a Diamond. I've never met any of these people before. Form is family, occupation, recreation, and then M, it could be money or message or anything you want it to be. So I went to the Diamond dinner, and I was really excited, but I was insanely nervous. And I have this weird thing about me when I get nervous and I'm in a situation where I feel like the attention is on me, where I just start to sweat. Like, I got it from my dad. I don't know if anybody else is out there, like just pouring sweat. And there I am in my cute little dress and my cowboy boots, and I'm like around all these Diamond leaders, and I just, the sweat just started pouring. And people probably wondered where I was because I kept having to go to the bathroom, and like, my sponsor was there with me. Thank God. She's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "You need some peppermint." And I turned bright red. And anyway, not just with the Diamonds, but then I went, yes, you can watch this video later. It will be on your armpit sweat. Oh, good. We got other sweaters out there. I don't feel so bad. If you want to watch this later, you can just go back to my Periscope and watch it. It'll be up there for 24 hours. Anyway, even when I went to the opening reception and my team was there, these people I know, right? I had to excuse myself to like go dab myself because small talk is hard for introverts, okay? So one of the things we do to cope is we try to get the attention off of ourselves by asking questions of the other person, right? Because then the other person can answer and we sit there and we listen. And because introverts crave deep connection, we really crave deep one-on-one connection with people. We really truly listen. So if you're an introvert or you have introverts on your team, yes, Faith, you can go to catch.me, catch with a K, .me/ChristyCall23 if you want to see this later. So because we listen, we hear things that some people who are extroverted don't catch, okay? Have you ever heard the phrase vomiting oils all over everybody? This is what, everyone does this in the beginning. This is where you meet someone and they say, "Oh, that smells so good. What are you wearing?" And then you proceed to verbally vomit about Young Living and oils and all of that all over them for the next 30 minutes, right? And then they walk away like, "This is a crazy person. I'm just going to leave," right? Vomiting oils doesn't work. The good news is that introverts don't usually vomit. We don't verbally vomit. Okay, because we tend to be asking questions. We like to listen. We don't really like to talk. I know I'm talking a lot here. Yes, yeah, Jen, we all vomit at first. It's just something we have to get past. Vomiting oils. But introverts don't usually do that. Okay, and so because we don't do that, because we ask questions and we listen, we truly get to understand the person's needs. And the whole point of network marketing, no matter what company you're in, is not to go out there and just tell everyone in the world they need your product, because not everyone in the world needs your product. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of anyone who wouldn't need Young Living oils. But anyway, but we don't ever push, we don't ever force our product on anybody else, right? So you need to know whether what you have, what your company has to offer, is going to actually help the person. And if it does, then you can, talk about it. So I love that about introverts. They're able to ask questions, they're able to listen, and they're also able to really develop deep connections with people. And that's what this whole industry is about. Yes, everybody needs Young Living. That's right, Oily Family. So my team has a couple phrases that I want to share with you that I think about whenever I have doubts about whether I want to share, can share, will be helpful sharing, okay? The first one is, when you're nervous, be of service. That is not my phrase. That's my beautiful sponsor, Pam Rich. She shared that with me. When you're nervous, be of service. As an introvert, that's something you can write down, put it on a Post-it note, put it on your computer, your phone, wherever you are, okay? A lot of you at the beginning said, when you're nervous trying to make calls, okay? If you get nervous before calls, can you press the heart, tap on the screen, put some hearts so we see everybody else in the world who is nervous about making calls, right? Yes, lavender helps, but you know what? Sometimes lavender is not enough when you're a true introvert. So I'm a diamond leader. I have thousands of people on my team. I've done hundreds, if not thousands of calls. Yes, when you're nervous, be of service. And what does that mean? That means whenever you feel nervous about calling someone or connecting with someone or even putting out a Facebook friend request, you want to drop into your heart and be of service, right? It's not about you pushing yourself or Young Living or your company on someone else. It's about being of service. Everything we do in this industry is being of service, helping people, supporting people. So every time I go to pick up the phone, I'm like, how am I going to help this person? This call might bless them. It might bless their whole entire day. And so I want you to think about how a call that you've made with someone that really went well, like, oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't want to do these scopes if they're not helpful. So if I get off on a tangent that's not helpful, you let me know. And if I'm saying something that's helpful, just ask questions or, keep me going. So I had this call, and this is a call. Why I asked you to focus on a call that went really well is because that is something you can draw upon whenever you're nervous to make another call. I have to tell you, folks, I'm a diamond leader, and I get nervous before every single call that I make. Every call, whether it's a care call to a team member I know well, if it's a call to someone I've never talked to. I've led team calls for our team every single week for the last 2 years. I still feel nauseous before every single one. I keep thinking it's going to go away, and I really just don't think it is. That's why I'm just embracing my introvert. It does get easier. It gets easier. It does get easier. It's not like it's as painfully nauseous as it was at the beginning, but I also realize that that's just how I'm wired. It's just how I'm wired. So the only way I deal with it is just continue to do calls. That's why I hopped back on Periscope in less than 24 hours. I said, I just got to keep doing this. I got to keep doing this. It will get easier. I might still feel nauseous before Periscope, but hopefully I can do it. Yeah, so you've had several people thank you for introducing them to Young Living. These are the kinds of things that you want to go back to when you're nervous. So I'll share one call with you. I had a care call that I was going to do with a woman from my team. She lives far away from me. I've actually never met her. Thank you. I never met her before. She was on my team, and we have this whole thing on our team. Another phrase on our team is no drive-by enrollments. Okay? No drive-by enrollments. And that means we do not help someone set up a Young Living account and then just leave them and move on to the next person, right? We're not going through the drive-by looking for new people all the time. We're always enrolling, but we are trying to take care of and loving and supporting those who are already on our team. Okay? So that's really important to us. So I have this lady on my team and I hadn't called her for a long time. And you know how it goes? The longer you go in between care calls, sometimes the harder it is to pick up the phone because you feel bad that you haven't called them in a while. And then you don't pick up the phone and then time goes by even more. Does anybody have that? Like that guilt of not connecting? Yeah, I see some hearts. Okay, so maybe that's true for everybody. So here's the thing. I got up the courage. Yes, yes. See, the longer you go, the harder it is. But here's the thing. Once you call them again, then the clock starts from 0. Then it's easier. So I picked up the phone to call this lady. It was a snow day here. It was crazy snowing. I called her. She was at work. She runs a health center. She's at work. And she said, oh, I'm working on my taxes. I said, oh, I'm so sorry I don't want to disturb you. I said, but maybe you'd like a 2-minute break from taxes. And I just said, I'm just calling to check in on you. I wanted to see how you're doing and how your oils are treating you. That's how I start out every single care call. Hi, this is Christy. If I know them, I just say, hey, I'm just calling to see how your oils are treating you. If I don't know them, then I will say, this is Christy Collins. I'm one of the leaders from the Essentially Powerful Oil team. I know we've never talked before, but I just want to call and introduce myself and see how your oils are treating you, right? And as an introvert, I had to write that down. I had to write that down. I had to have a script for the first probably like 10 calls I made because I was terrified to call, and I always have a script. In fact, I'll show you right here. This is what an introvert does before a Periscope call. A cheat sheet. Cheat sheet. Okay, I don't want to get too off tangent. I'm going to go back to the cheat sheet. Back to my call. I called this woman. We had this short little chat. I didn't think it was especially great, to be honest. I hung up and I thought, oh, that really wasn't one of my best care calls. It was very short. It was just there was nothing meaningful, or I didn't feel like I helped her. We didn't solve world hunger. It didn't go great. And then I got this email from her at the end of the day, and she said, I just want to thank you. That call was the best part of my entire day. I mean, and I thought, and I almost didn't pick up the phone to call her. And then I almost didn't call anybody after that call because I thought it went kind of crappy. And I don't know, I just was down on myself. And I remember that call every time. Yes, notes will help you. Notes will help if you stutter. Notes help if you're nervous. Notes help if you just don't do great at small talk like me. We can talk about that in a second too if that's helpful. When I'm nervous to pick up a phone to do a care call or any call in the world, I think about that call with that woman and that was the best part of her day. Who cares about me? Who cares about whether it was good for me? It doesn't matter. This is not about me. The whole point is not about me. It's about connecting. So we didn't have a rocket science amazing conversation. That's not the right word, rocket science. Anyway, you know what I mean? We didn't have what I thought was a mind-blowing conversation. That didn't matter. What mattered was me reaching out and connecting with her. Okay? Maybe she's an introvert too. That's probably why she's never called me or contacted me, right? So all the times I call and leave a message and no one calls me back with a care call, I don't care. Do you know why I don't care? Because chances of me calling someone back after they leave me a message, unless it's a business call, are slim to none because me getting on the phone is hard. But I love to know that they care. So I just leave the message anyway. For all those introverts out there that might get the message and say, oh, that was so nice of her to call me. I will never call her back, but I'm so glad that she cares. I know I've done my job. As a leader, as a sponsor, as a builder of a team, a family, I know I've done my job. So when you are nervous, be of service. Yes, this business, so I love what you're saying, Beyond Blanc, that introverts can really get consumed into our own life and our own little world. And I could stay home for weeks and months at a time and never go out and never talk to anybody. This business has been one of the best things for me ever with personal growth because I've had to put on my extroverted panties. And sometimes that's one of the tips I had on my little script. Sometimes we got to put on our extroverted panties and just do it. And I will channel people Like there are other leaders on my team. There are leaders like Melissa Pepping, Monique McLean that just like I'm gonna just channel them and do what they do for like an hour and then I'll go back to my cave, right? Yeah, extroverted panties, right? So let's see here. I need my cheat sheet. So this is something that helps introverts too, because best way to reach cold markets. I don't recommend that introverts start with cold markets. It's too scary for us. You probably have not exhausted your warm market and your hot market yet. I really recommend starting there. And what I suggest that you do is you help other people work their warm markets instead of going to cold markets, right? Help the people on your team start to connect with their friends and their family versus you getting on and like cold calling or you know, reaching out to people that you don't know. Because, oh, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, that story brings tears to my eyes too when I think about it. So cheat sheets are important, right? Because sometimes introverts can get really scared about calls. Yeah. Amen. Yes. So for me, the first time I did a care call, it was when I first started building. It was December of 2012 was when I started building with Young Living. I had a whopping like 8 people on my team. I had 21 OGV to my name. And none of it was mine. I wasn't even ordering at the time. And everyone on my team was about to go inactive except that one person who ordered that 21 PV. Okay, so I got on the phone with my sponsor, Pam, and I had told her, I said, I'm ready. I want to do this as a business. And she said, well, great. So start calling your team members. And I said, I have no idea what I would say to them, Pam. Like, what would I say to them? They don't know me. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how they got signed up under me, some of them. What do I say to them? I said, I need a cheat sheet. Like, I need bullets. And so we literally, God bless her, my sponsor is not an introvert, so she helps me so much. She helped me come up with a cheat sheet. Oh, thank you. My necklace, this was my diamond gift from my husband when I hit diamond. Isn't that so sweet? He left it for me. He went to Asia for like a month, and I hit diamond while he was gone, and he left this for me before he went away. So sweet, so sweet. Anyway, Pam said to me, let's think of a couple things you could say to them. And we literally crafted like my, hello, this is Christy, and I'm your Young Living sponsor, and I haven't been actively supporting you, and I apologize for that. I will do better in the future. Just want to call and find out how your oils are treating you. And out of that first care call, I had a woman and she was going to go inactive. She's like, oh, I don't use them anymore. And I instantly started like sweating, and I just said, okay, just ask her a few questions. So I asked how her summer was going. Turns out this was winter. No, I was asking how her winter was going. And she said, oh, I'm going to Ireland, with my family. And I said, oh, are you using your thieves oil? And she said, oh no, I ran out of my thieves oil. She said, and then after we talked, she basically reinstated her account, and now she's a builder on our team. So, but the point being, for introverts, you need cheat sheets sometimes, and that's okay. I make cheat sheets before every single call that I do. My sponsor laughed at me when she saw my cheat sheet. She's like, really, Christy? You got to do what you got to do. I don't always use them. Like, obviously, I'm fine going off on tangents. I guess all these hearts are like throwing me into this whole like tangent thing, but it's here if I need it, and it's a safety net, and that is okay if you need a safety net. Does anybody else use cheat sheets before? So you're trying not to sound like a robot. Yeah, your mom helps you. So we all have people that help us out through this. Anybody else use cheat sheets? Yes, a couple. Do you put them on Post-its like me? I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. Oils we talked about. Cheat sheets we talked about. Okay. Should we keep going or should we just stop? I feel like this is getting kind of long. I was going to talk about what to do with events. If you want us to stop and we could hop back on another time and keep these short, we can do that. If you want me to keep going, let me know. I think my house cleaner is going to be here really soon, and I don't have things set up, so keep going. Okay. All right, so we'll just do like 2 more things and then we'll stop. And then if this is helpful, you guys can let me know. We'll do some future topics and hop back on. Okay, so the second phrase my team uses, we don't do drive-by enrollments. Drive-by enrollments where you enroll someone into Young Living and then you move on to the next person, right? We take care of our people. We take care of people. And that's not just our team. That is like Young Living as a whole. It's all about family relationships. We want people using their oils. We do not want those oils sitting in the closet, gathering dust. That's like the saddest thing in the world. Don't let that happen to your people. Okay, so let me just share 2 more things and then we'll pop off. Because my boys don't know I'm doing Periscope either, so the chance of them running in here is really high. Okay, so how do you approach events? We talked a little bit about calls and that you want to have a cheat sheet and you want to remember when you're nervous to be of service. Speaking of boys, here they come. So what about events? Okay, so when you're building a network marketing business, at least how I've chosen to build and how my whole team builds is don't do drive-by enrollments. Drive-by enrollments. So I do a lot of events, and I have ever since I started. I build by doing small home gatherings, is what we call them. And we also do larger events for our team members. So how do I survive that? Well, hi, Henry. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay, that's Henry. He's 6. He's in an introvert phase too, so he may come over and pop over. Yes, you can have that bag. Yeah.
What does it say?
See, my boys love, those are kettle chips. If you want these, you have to come just say quick hello to everybody. Look at all the hearts. Just, you don't have to put your whole face in, just your eyeball. Just your eyeball. It's down on my floor. I'm not going to make you guys sick. All right, yay. See, people are saying hi, Henry. Come on, come say hi. He just lost a tooth, so he's got a really cute hole in his mouth. All right, they're saying hi. Look at your name on here. Okay, so with events, I have 2 suggestions for introverts right now. First of all, there he is. You want to know, you have a 6-year-old too. Can you show them your tooth? Because they're talking about their kids losing teeth too. No? Okay. With events, first of all, very, very important. Yes? Okay. There it is, right there. He's so proud of it. You may have that, yes.
What do they taste like though?
I don't know what they taste like, but Mama's got to talk for just a few more minutes, okay? Thank you. So this is part of it, right? You run a business with kids around, and this is just what happens. With events, as an introvert, you have to know your boundaries. This is really important, okay? If you know you are introverted, it does not matter. Listen to me. It does not matter if everyone else around you is doing like 5 events a week. If that's going to put you in the loony bin, you got to know your limits. You've got to know how many events you can do and stay sane, because you're going to start to notice. Kimmy, so we're talking about this if you're an introvert, right? So if you're an introvert, you will start to develop a rhythm. You will start to see how many events can I do per week or per month before I need to recharge, okay? So for me, it's a maximum of 2 events a week. Yes, it's enough to make you almost quit, right? If you do more events, now there are times like when you're pushing for a rank or you're trying to help another builder push for a rank, you might do more, okay? Then you know you're ready for. However, it's really important to add in recharge time. That's going to be too loud, buddy. That's going to be crunching on the sound, okay? So know your limits and then build in recovery time. And protect your boundaries, right? Protect your boundaries. If you're an introvert and you put in more events than you can realistically do, you're not going to show up well for those. You are going to be scattered. You're going to be tired. You're not going to want to see people. You're going to be resentful of the event. So do your very best and do the amount that you can do. And then build in recovery time. So I know that if I go to a big event where there are lots of people there and I have to put my diamond and extroverted panties on for a couple hours, it may take me several days to, it is hard when you see other people doing more, right? But every single person is different. You took a month off. Your sponsor helped you get back to a better pace. Yes. See, this is a marathon, folks. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint to Royal Crown Diamond for those of you in Young Living. This is a marathon. This is like residual income that will last for your whole entire lifetime. And you do not want to lose yourself, your family, and your sanity in the process. It's not worth it. If you agree with that, hit that screen. Show me some of those hearts, right? Okay, so it's really important that you honor yourself. Why? 2 reasons. You and them, okay? You need to honor your energy and your boundaries for your own health, right? That's just a no-brainer. I don't have to say anything else about that. I've been doing this business for about 2.5 years. The second reason, them. This is why it's so important. If you have a team leader who needs to see this because they're not introverted and you'd like them to understand their introverts better, please, you can swipe left to right and click share, or swipe Android. Was it top to bottom? It's either top to bottom or bottom to top on Android, because people may try to get you to do more events than you realistically can do. Okay, very, very important. I can't share my annual income right now, but I can tell you I am making about 3 times more than I ever was at any of my corporate jobs, which were like being in prison all day. So where was I going with that? Anyway, you want to have your boundaries and only do the number of events that works for you. However, you also want to do it for others. You are going to have people block the trolls. I know, I will. It's that multitasking thing. I'm not. Swipe left to right to block trolls. Okay, thank you. You're going to have people on your team that are not going to be able to do 10 events a week, okay? Because they're going to be like you. And if you are not being true to yourself, then you're not modeling that for your team members to be true to themselves, okay? So I'm going to see if I can block. Hey, I did my first block. Awesome. Okay. That's one more bucket list thing done. Okay, so you want to really show people that they need to stay true to themselves. That's the only way to survive in the long term in this industry and to thrive, okay? So when you're working with your team members, you want to talk to them about the number of events that they can do realistically, and then the recharge time that they need afterwards if they're an introvert, to kind of go back in, process it, recover, and get their energy back up. Okay? Here's the other tip, the second tip about events. I shared on my first scope that I would never ask anybody on my team to do something that I haven't already done. Okay? So that's why I did Periscope yesterday for the first time, because I had been telling people how great it was and they should do it, and then I wasn't doing it. And that is hypocritical. So I did my first scope. About a year ago, I was telling my team, hey, why don't you guys do some make and takes, right? Bring people over, make some products with your oils, send them home, teach them how to use their oils. I wasn't doing make and takes. All you introverts can probably guess why I wasn't doing make and takes, right? And that's Henry again. I wasn't, because make and takes were terrifying to me as an introvert, right? Because there's a lot of small talk involved in make and takes. People are sitting around, they're making products, right? I'm really good at teaching classes. I like that. But the prospect of small talking while teaching people, that's really scary, okay? So what did I do? Does anybody want to guess what I did to survive my first make and take and get the ball rolling? You're comfortable with make and take. That's great. I'm not creative at all. Not at all. Scripts. Okay, that wasn't what I did, but that's a good idea. Valor. I did Valor, but that's not what I did. I had to do this before I even scheduled the class to have enough confidence. Okay, so what I did was I called one of my fellow leaders, Jamie McKenzie. Yes, Kristen, you got it. Jamie is an extrovert. She's blue. If you know the color profile, she is blue. She can talk to anybody, right? She hosts. She's an amazing hostess. She loves to host. It doesn't faze her. I'm really horrible at hosting. I said, I need Jamie. I called Jamie. I said, I cannot do this without you. Will you come help me host my first make and take? right? I am a green. Yes, Faith. I am super, super green with some red sprinkled in. I have no blue in my body. I have yellow, but I'm mostly green and red. So she came, she was the person at the door, right? So if you're an introvert and you're having a gathering and you have someone coming, a guest that you know is really extroverted, loves talking to people, you know, like life of the party, you say, will you come and help me? You know I'm a little shy, I'm a little quiet, so this is actually a little scary, thinking of having all these people here. Would you come and help me? Would you come and be at the door and greet people and help people get signed in? And right, they're so good at this, right? Do you all have a friend that's like this? If you have a friend that's like this, just say yes. Somebody that you could call upon to help you with an event. They can do all those extroverted things that... There's Evan. Yeah, so this Periscope's going to end really quickly. Hey guys, give me 1 sec. Stand right here with me.
You had a humongous package. It weighs like 10 pounds, too.
Is it Young Living?
No. Well, one's the Young Living, and the others...
Yay!
And the others, I don't know the other one.
What's the other one?
I don't know.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Look at all the hearts. That's Evan. Evan is 9, and Evan is really annoyed that he can't build a Young Living business at 9. He really wants to do it. Anyway, I think this is a really good time for us to end this Periscope. Before we end, I would love for everyone to share with me a topic that would be helpful for my next Periscope. Something that would be helpful, and I'm going to try and read them all. Or you could share something that was helpful from today so that I know what it was that created an impact for you. You want to learn about care calls as an introvert, care calls, where to find people, 101 class tips. High five, fellow boy mom. How many boys do you have?
2.
Yeah. Well, yes, we have 2. How do you hold compliant classes? More on building slow, how to be patient, not quit. I wish I could write all these down.
I'll get you an
Introvert oils, how to deal with stress. Evie, you know what, buddy? I can't even write these all down, but we're going to try and remember them. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. You made this really easy on me with all the comments. It was great. Thank you for being patient with me as I learn this. And if this was helpful, that's right, Susan, I could watch this. But here's a question. Does anyone know how to fast forward? Can you fast forward through Periscopes if you're rewatching them afterwards? Does anyone know how to do that? If you do, please let me know. I don't know how to explain the heart colors. I think it's just whatever profile color you are, that's the color of your heart. You can't fast forward. Yeah, see, that's the bummer. Okay, when they fast forward, I'll do a lot more periscoping because one of my goals is to not be on the phone and the computer very much because of this and this right here. So that's the bummer, is if I miss it and then I have to watch the whole thing. Sometimes I don't. So anyway, if this was helpful, please share with people, and I really look forward to talking to you guys again. Love you all. And Ev, you want to say bye?
Bye.
I have to remember how to end this. I think I swipe. I'll figure it out. Love you guys. Oh, catch.me. If you go to catch with a K, so KATCH.me and / I'm Christy Call 23. So Christy, it's the same as my Periscope name or whatever it is. Christy COL 23. Okay, and this, I think this will automatically pop up. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Let me see if I can figure this out.